First off, I would like to ask you, how's the injury holding up?
It's better now, healing well. I started training already without contact, but just to keep myself fit, all the cardio work and the gym work, and hopefully the bone heals faster and I'll be back when I'll be back.
How was the whole experience of Kafa? Like, I know that it was cut short, unfortunately, so for both you and us fans. But how was the experience getting into a new management with the same objective of rising up? How was it?
Most good feeling, of course, whenever you get a cup for the national team. It's like I said, for any athlete, the greatest honor is when you get a chance to play for the country. And I till date, I've been with the national team for a decade now. But every time I get the call, I offer a prayer to the Lord, to the gods, and I thank that I'm in the squad because it's the greatest honor for any athlete. And yes, working with Khalid Bhai, of course, I worked with him before in Mumbai. But and I was very excited for it. And I think the results kind of helped a lot for us as a nation and as a team to grow and get better.
Like moving away from the national team setup, you have big commitments lined up towards your club responsibilities too, with the whole AFC League 2 clash against Al-Nassr coming up. How is that feeling within the camp and within the team itself? Like it's a big clash, right? For everyone involved, for Indian football as a whole.
No, yes, as a team, it's good. First of all, it's very good for FC Goa to be in the AFC level and then getting it, in the group with Al-Nassr, because you want to play against one of the best. That helps you grow as a team. And of course, that one side of the coin is, yes, Ronaldo is there, Sadio Mane and all those big players. So you feel kind of excited for the game because not every now and then you get a chance to play against one of the greats of the sport. But the other side of the coin is probably we got one of the best teams in our group. So that makes our group very strong one and tough one to qualify to the next round. But our mindset, our target is to go to the knockout stage, and we're going to give our best for it. And for all football lovers, of course, you have to acknowledge that Al-Nassr coming to India would be a major boost. If I'll ask myself, if 15 years ago when I was in the streets of Chandigarh and I say Al-Nassr is coming and all those names are coming, I'll be over the moon just to watch them. And so it's good for Indian football in that sense. And I just want to win that game. That's it.
So, like being a Ronaldo fan and an Indian football fan, I want you to win the game too, man.
Best for it.
So, Sandesh, you are one of the most one of the most experienced footballers there in the Indian football setup right now. So every other youngster, both in the national camp and also in FC Goa, will look up to you or look towards you for advices or maybe how to handle pressure of something of this bigger stage. So how do you convey that message to the youngsters itself? Like, what is your starter pack for that?
I think I learned it pretty early that words have their limitations. No matter how much you polish them or serve them in the best way possible, they have their limitations. If you really want to teach someone, show them rather than telling them. And the advice is like what boys will learn the most is like how I am when there is a setback, how I behave when I'm over the moon with success also. How I stay in them moments will teach them more. How I behave off the field. How I take my nutrition seriously. How I respect the ones who are in the club and in general outside footballing world. Even if I have no work with them or no relevance with them, but yet how I how I can have a conversation with them, how I am as a person. That will teach them more. So actions, in a way, is something which I try to and be the right role model, not for them but for myself also, because in the end, yes, football is important, yes, everything is important, but the most important thing is to be a good human being. I have my flaws for sure. I have done many mistakes, yes, but I own them up, and that's the beauty of being a human. That's why you're a human, not God. So, yeah.
So this Indian football team currently is going through a transition period, if we can say that. Like there are young names coming up now, and like gradually we're moving towards. And you are the one who has been seeing the transition from the very first hand level. So how has that been like? How are the youngsters stepping up? Because this time in Kafa, we've seen like previously it was for us that in the back line we have Sandesh bhai, we have Gurpreet bhai in between the goals. But now there are names coming up. Like Anwar is now like beside you. He's another pillar who's holding up the entire structure. So how is this entire transition been like in terms for the youngsters coming in, and how are they holding up? And if you can, could you also give a few pointers like what are the things that you guys are planning to work on going ahead?
And very rightly mentioned, the youngsters are stepping up. I remember when, like the names you took yourself, me and Gurpreet, we were youngsters almost. When we made our debut the same year, 2015, and a decade later, with the grace of God and a lot of things, we are still there. And I've seen many players come, help the country, and we've been together for a certain time. Like for example, you mentioned Anwar, and there's Suresh as well.
Suresh, yeah.
And a lot of these boys who came in together almost 4 or 5 years ago, and they've literally grown with the team. Most of them it's the same boys who were there when we qualified together for the Asian Cup in 2023. So they have a lot of experience now. They all have around 30, 35 appearances for the country. So it's a good blend. And but for any, in general, for any growth of a nation, this constant supply of talent is something which is important, because like you said, you can never rely on certain few players. Of course, they will have their relevance always and their importance, but football needs, like the country needs a constant supply of talent, which we are doing well. And I think the ones who played now, Shad Musa and the 23 batch, I think they also did really well. The batch with Bibiano coach also is doing really well. Same for women and the girls team as well. Our senior teams are doing well. The juniors are also doing well. So as an ecosystem of the nation, it's very good where all departments are succeeding. Of course, the men's team had a tough patch lately, but going forward, I sense good results for us. And that's it pretty much.
As you said, like this is a very high, like this is one of the times where you guys needed this CAFA Nations Cup performance itself. Like Indian football as a whole needed that. So would you say that this Al-Nassr clash that is coming up for FC Goa, it's coming at a very high time? Like this can actually help you guys push up for the entire Indian football level itself. And if you could highlight how important this clash is for in perspective of Indian football as a whole.
I think winning the Al-Nassr game will be massive for Indian football. So, that's it pretty much. Want to win every game we have in that group stage. And top the group. Of course, we didn't have a great start against Al Zuara in terms of result, but I think we put a very strong performance. And yeah, the main target is to qualify, beating Al-Nassr. Yeah, that's the whole point of football, not being arrogant, egoistic, but they want to win, we want to win as well. And in November in October also we got this qualifiers also coming up for the national. Yeah. So it's a busy months up ahead, and I hope we can get the desired results and continue to grow. So,
so the last couple of questions from my end. First off, we know that the top tier league of Indian football, ISL, is currently in a bit of a limbo. It's the clouds are gradually clearing up.
Yeah.
But that's like one thing is to look at it from a management level, and one thing is to look at it from the players and this support staff level. Like, how do you guys hold up during this point of uncertainty, if I can call it that?
There is fear always, man. If I tell you right now your job is in jeopardy and you don't know, if it's going to continue, of course, going to put fear because end of the day, we have to put food on our table. We have to take care of our families, and if your job is uncertain, it's going to put fear on you. And that was our condition, and how I dealt with it was I asked myself, can I change it? I told myself, no, you can't do anything about it. So what you can do is focus on your duty, focus on what I can do. And at that moment, it was preparing for the Al-Seed game. So we qualified for the Champions League. And then it was preparing myself for the Kafa Cup. So I stick my guns to where, I can make a difference. And so I stick to my duty, and then and like you said, the clouds are finally clearing up, and the ones who are involved there, they also want the better for football. And I think really soon everything will be sorted, and the league should start soon. But we need the league to start soon because we need to play competitive games regularly. But I understand the situation, sometimes it happens and you have to adapt and just accept it. Hopefully, it's be sorted soon, and football shall start back.
We have seen Sandesh Jhingan moving on from one team to another and consistently being a rock at the Indian defense. But this is not something that has been going on for like 5, 6, 7 years. This has been going on for a long while. You have continued to provide your services at the highest level for all this time. You have, yes, unfortunately, you've had your fair share of injuries in your career. You have battled them. You've come back again. You've been hit with another obstacle. You've come back again. Then now you are in another circle, and you're already making progress again. How do you motivate yourself after every obstacle? At every obstacle, how do you motivate yourself? How do you push yourself to that extent to come back from, because you have had serious injuries too. Some people don't I touch wood, I don't say that, but some people don't usually come back with that same intensity with those after those injuries. How do you push yourself to that extent?
If you feel the life is unfair to you, or if you're suffering, remember there's always someone who's suffering more than you. And if you think you have achieved a lot, always remember there's someone who has achieved more than you. So be content, be humble. Everything happens for a reason. First, work hard, believe in God, and be grateful for what you have. That keeps me going.
Very well said. I was just expecting you'll give me something which will make me sit and think about holy hell. Yeah.
Glad you got the answer.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sumesh bhai. This is, as I say again, this is a huge deal for me because it's a big pleasure, and best of luck going forward with both the national team and your club. And hope you recover soon, and we see you back on the field in no time.
Kind of you. Thank you, Devo. Lovely talking to you.
Lovely talking to you too, sir.